It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's another edition of Strictly Sports. Not just any edition, a loaded edition. Oh my goodness. I mean, with all of these moves that have gone down over these last several hours, I mean, goodness. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say, except let's not waste any time. We got a lot of. This is basically going to be dominated by hot stove transactions. Of course, the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. Of course, the NHL will also be in there as well. Some big deals that went down. MF will have a big three basketball recap. And then in our main event, we will, get into some Olympic stuff. But for right now, let's start with the big story out of the NFL. It is official. It's now in writing that Aaron Rodgers will have a much easier time leaving the Green Bay Packers after this season, if he so chooses. Today, he signed his reworked deal, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Among the concessions in the new contract, the 2023 year in his original contract is voided, making 2022 the final year on his contract. Forfeiture provisions were removed from the contract, preventing the Packers from pursuing prorated portions of Rodgers' signing bonus. That means Rodgers would not lose any of the signing bonus or roster bonus money he received this year, totaling more than $14 million. And after the 2021 season, the remaining $5.7 million in proration from his 2019 signing bonus also is no longer forfeitable. No other financial changes were believed to have been made to the deal. Rodgers reported to training camp on Tuesday and participated when practice opened yesterday, all while progress was made on his contract. Yesterday, Rodgers admitted he considered retirement and detailed his off-season-long standoff with the Packers. He also said he still isn't sure what, if anything, will change. He also said he was baffled why the Packers didn't approach him about a new contract shortly after his MVP season that would not only reward him, but help the team's salary cap situation. Rodgers also said he did not want to be a lame duck quarterback, but this in effect sets it up that way. The reworked deal also did not appear to address any specific role or involvement that Rodgers would have in things like personnel decisions, although the Packers already conceded and traded for receiver Randall Cobb at Rodgers' request. Although team president Mark Murphy has said the Packers are committed to Rodgers for 2021 and beyond, all anyone has talked about this week during the opening of training camp is this season. About damn time they got this done. I mean, now it makes all those exciting Packer games this upcoming season all the more exciting. And you remember back in May when we did our schedule release special, we only mentioned certain Packer games. And you remember all those games we said, if Aaron Rodgers comes back, if Aaron Rodgers comes back. Well, it's not an if. He's back. He's back for at least 2 more years, it looks like. And all I can say is, as an Aaron Rodgers fan, I am very happy about this. And I have a member of my family, my young cousin Ben, who is a big Packer fan, and I don't see him much, but when we have gotten together, he's always asked me, "What's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Is he coming back? What's going on?" And well, now you know, buddy. You know now. He's coming back, and I don't know if he's heard about, if he's gotten the news yet. If he has, I'm sure he's got to be over the moon about this. And I mean, I would be too. And makes all these Packer games, like I said, coming up very, very exciting going forward. And now, on top of this, you now have Randall Cobb coming back. I mean, what else is there to say on that after a couple of years in Houston? And Packers officially brought back Randall Cobb, with the team announcing a trade with the Houston Texans for its longtime receiver last night. Green Bay said they sent Houston an undisclosed draft pick in return. Source told ESPN that the Packers only had to give up a 6th-round pick and got the Texans to eat $3 million of Cobb's salary. The cap hit on the Packers will be slightly under $3 million. Cobb, who will turn 31 on August 22nd, played his first 8 years in Green Bay, where he was one of Aaron Rodgers' go-to receivers, especially in the slot. He left in free agency following the 2018 season and spent 1 year with the Dallas Cowboys, then signed a 3-year, $27 million deal with Houston, where he played 10 games last season, one more than he did during his final year in Green Bay, where he battled lingering hamstring problems. He suffered a toe injury in Week 11 last year and missed 6 games, finished with only 38 catches, 441 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Rodgers has not had a true slot receiver since Cobb's departure. To fill that void in their offense, the Packers drafted Amari Rodgers in the 3rd round of this year's draft. Apparently, Rodgers to Cobb had a better ring to it than Rodgers to Rodgers, but it's unclear if bringing back Cobb was a condition of Rodgers' return or merely a suggestion that the Packers decided to honor. When Cobb left the Packers, he did so ranked 6th in franchise history with 470 catches and 11th in both receiving yards at 5,524 and touchdown catches 41. His best season came in 2014 when he caught 91 passes for 1,287 yards and 12 touchdowns. That was one of 2 times in his career in which he did not miss a game. While Cobb's role is yet to be determined and could hinge largely on his ability to stay healthy, he could also help mentor Amari Rodgers. There's already a connection between the two. Rodgers' father, T. Martin, coached Cobb in college at Kentucky. The trade, no doubt, will include a contract restructure for Cobb, who is scheduled to make $8.25 million this season. So yeah. When I think about Rodgers to Cobb, there are 2 moments that immediately stand out in my mind. One of the great regular season games in history, Week 17, 2013, that game where the NFC North Division was up for grabs. 4th and 8 with about 30 or 40 seconds left in the 4th. Aaron Rodgers found a wide open Randall Cobb for a touchdown to win the game for him and the NFC North. And then the other was was January of 2017, an NFC wildcard game against the New York Giants, in which Aaron Rodgers threw a Hail Mary and found Randall Cobb, and they took off from there. So all in all, business has indeed picked up in Green Bay. That's all there is to say on that. But the franchise quarterback, once again, back for at least a year or two, and one of their best receivers of recent memory. He's now back. I mean, he's now a great number 2 receiver. Him and Davante Adams. I mean, oh my goodness, that's gonna be a nightmare for defenders this upcoming year, no doubt about that. And Green Bay has easily positioned themselves now, I believe, as the number 2 team in the NFC, only behind Tampa Bay. So they're now Tampa's biggest threat. That's all there is to say on that. And they're in the top 4 when it comes to the odds of Super Bowl. Kansas City was number 1, Tampa Bay was number 2, my Buffalo Bills were number 3, and Green Bay was number 4. So all in all, great news for all you Packer fans out there, and that's all there is to say on that. So, MF, good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. Our long national nightmare is over. Aaron Rodgers staying in Green Bay for a year, and that one of the goals, the goal buddy coming back, Randall Cobb.
Yeah, it was a good day if you're a Green Bay Packer fan. They were talking about, during their owners meetings or their shareholders meetings that they have with the public that, hey, we are confident that Aaron will be with us. There was a positive outlook, and you know what? You got to say Mark Murphy and Mac Gutekunst knew something we did not know, and that was that they were close enough that they would be able to get Aaron back. But if you were there for the press conference yesterday that Aaron Rodgers did, boy, you should have got your popcorn and your soda, because boy, did we have some fun with that. Whoo-wee! It was no holds barred. It was without a doubt the most honest, the most raw, the most open we've ever heard Aaron Rodgers. And boy, did he unleash. He basically told the whole world what was going down with Green Bay. And if you're a Green Bay Packer fan, boy, you are probably not happy with the management, with the way of they treating their players in the past, what they feel like that they do with their organization. As far as organizational wise, wow is all I can say. It was unbelievable what he said. Go out of your way. It's on YouTube. It's about 30 minutes long. Trust me, every second matters with Aaron Rodgers. He unleashed an unbelievable round of he laid it on the table. He talked about everything. Nothing was out of bounds. Nothing was off limits. And it was really good. It was really good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. At the end of the day, it's a great pickup. Aaron Rodgers restructures it so it looks like it's a Tom Brady deal. This is the Tom Brady deal that he had with the New England Patriots, where after this upcoming season, Green Bay could void the remaining contract. He becomes a free agent, and he can go to any team he sees fit if he wants to. That doesn't necessarily mean he has to, but if he wants to, he's gone. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I like it. I think it was a good deal. I think it was a good whole situation that they did. And there's really nothing bad I think about it. I think for that to happen, it was good. It was solid. I liked it. Now, as it relates to getting Randall Cobb, that's a big deal for him because that's his slot receiver. He had a great accord with them. And really, Mark Murphy and the GM Guntz pretty much said, look, let's make Aaron happy. Let's make him happy. Let's try to, soften this for a little bit. And trust me, the not so happiness, the dislike between Aaron and the management is definitely there. It was definitely there. Now you could say maybe this started all the way back a couple of years ago with the drafting of Jordan Love at the NFL draft that year, where a lot of our friends started laughing at Green Bay, saying, what the hell are you doing? I remember watching the Pat McAfee reaction, and everybody was losing their minds. Everybody was like, what the heck is going on? Unfortunately, we never did a live reaction to that, because I don't know how Anthony would have felt. I don't know how Michael Bullock would have felt. For me, I would have been like, oh my God, Green Bay, you just started something that you just pissed off Aaron Rodgers, and this is going to be a very interesting season. Back-to-back years, Green Bay makes it all the way to the NFC Championship game. Back-to-back years, they don't get to the Super Bowl. They lose out a couple of years ago, and last year they lost to Tampa, who went on to win it all. This is really their last chance. And that's the one thing that you saw in the Instagram post of Aaron Rodgers and for Davante Adams. This is literally the last ride. This is the last chance for Green Bay to win it all. And this is the year that you need it. Now, they got the weapons offensively, so that's fine. I like the offense. I think they're going to be very fine. Their defense needs to step up. That's the key of it all. If their defense steps up, if their defense is aligned and they play great, Green Bay has a great shot of making the Super Bowl and finally getting over the hump. But like you said, you got Tampa. You got some other teams. But right now, Anthony, I think you're right. Tampa and Green Bay are the top teams in the NFC. And they are right now neck and neck. There's no one over the other. Tampa's the champion. They're probably the favorites. But Green Bay right now, they're firmly at number 2. Now, if their defense steps up, I think Green Bay has a great chance of getting there, but we'll wait and see. But no, this is great. Green Bay needed this. They got it. It's done. They got nothing to worry about. I'm happy for Aaron and for the Packers because for once, a happy ending in Cheesehead land. So nothing more to say. Mike Bullock, come on in. It's yours.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? I mean, for all you Aaron Rodgers fans, the nightmare's over. He's back in Packers training camp. He's going to be with Green Bay, and yeah, of course the rework deal, and now he basically gets Randall Cobb as well. But yeah, you could definitely tell. I mean, I watched that. I watched that briefing that Rodgers did, and holy smokes! And all I can say is, damn, Aaron Rodgers, tell us how you really feel. And if this is not proof that there is any dissension between Aaron Rodgers and the management there, then somebody tell him. I mean, then what is? What is? But I'll tell you this right now, guys, and I don't know if you agree with me on it. This makes the Mark Murphy and the rest of that management look so bad, and how not only they treated Aaron Rodgers, but some of the other players. I mean, wouldn't you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, all right. Normally I don't call people out, but I'm gonna do it right here. And this is to you, Mark Murphy, and to the entire management. Aaron Rodgers has done everything for you guys. He brought you a Super Bowl title. I mean, you've come close many times after that to get to the Super Bowl. He's brought you there. And like you said before, the last 2 years, they've been to the conference title game. And this is how you thank Aaron Rodgers? By treating him like crap? No. It's complete and utter BS what you're doing to him. And you know what? I mean, if I was him, after everything that they've done to me, I would have demanded to be traded. Because I'm not going to put up with any of this crap that this management has done to me. I mean, obviously referring to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I'm glad you finally got everything done with him, but boy, howdy, you guys really look like a bunch of freaking idiots for the way you treated Aaron Rodgers. And I hope that once his contract runs out, he gets out of town quickly and goes somewhere. And I hope he goes to another NFC North team. And you know what? Florio? You know what I think he should do? He should do like what Brett Favre once did.
Go to Minnesota.
Exactly. Maybe go to the rival Minnesota Vikings so he has a chance to stick it to the ownership group. So to Mark Murphy, and I can't believe it's been a long time since I've done this, to Mark Murphy and the management, that for the way you treated Aaron Rodgers, in the immortal words of Len Stimpy, you idiots! Florio, it's yours.
All right. So with that being said, this is another NFL story that MF wanted to make sure was addressed, and rightfully so, because it concerns his team very much. Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard has requested a trade from the Miami Dolphins.
There's an America we build,
and I'll tell you,
and one we explore. One that's been paid,
it did not take long.
And one that's forever.
It did not take long at all for Xavier Howard to garner interest from teams. looking to possibly acquire the all-pro cornerback. Less than 24 hours after he formally requested a trade out of Miami, two playoff teams from last year, among others, inquired about a trade for Howard, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network.
America we build, and one we explore.
Excuse me 1 minute.
One that's been paved, and one that's...
So there isn't much. I'll try to get more into the schematics after, but for right now, MF, it's only fitting that you start this off. I know this is something you want to address. So what's going on with your defensive player of the year? What's going on with him?
It's all about money. It's all about the money. Greed definitely can do some things whenever you get into that thing. It's one of the 7 deadly sins, and Florio, you know about that more than anything else, being a man of the good faith and everything else. It's all about greed. Basically, Xavier Howard was not happy with the Miami Dolphins because of the fact that a couple of years ago, Xavier Howard signed a 5-year, $75.6 million contract with the Miami Dolphins. $16 million guaranteed at the time made him the highest paid corner in the game. But a couple of years ago, Miami did sign Byron Jones and made a bigger offer for him, and now Byron Jones was the highest paid. And what happened was, after Howard had his great year of 10 interceptions, many people thought he should have been Defensive Player of the Year, didn't get it. But a lot of people felt like, Howard wants to restructure, get more money. But the problem is that Miami's a little cash strapped right now. We can't really start throwing money left and right. So Howard now knows that he's no longer the highest paid and is starting to feel like he's getting disgruntled. And what Xavier Howard did, and this is what really triggered a lot of Miami Dolphin fans. This absolutely set us off. And I mean, literally set us off. Let me see if I can find that quote, because it was, oh man. Let me see. Let's see. Xavier Howard. I don't think I have the, let me see if I got the tag here. There was one thing that he posted. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry, guys. I should have been more prepared. Because there was something that he put, and there was something that he wrote that really set us off. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I think this is it. All right. Let me see. Do they have it? Come on, let's see. All right, here it is. Here's the Instagram post, and listen to this, and then give me your thoughts on it after. So he says, and I quote, "I've given my heart and soul to the Miami Dolphins, the franchise, since they drafted me in 2016. And I want to make it clear that I love my teammates. They are my family, but what I've learned is that the business side of the NFL proves that organizations don't always have a player's best interest at heart. My experience with the Dolphins in the past few seasons has taught me. In 2018, I signed an extension that I'll admit I didn't completely understand or feel comfortable with. I've played on the deal for the last 2 seasons and didn't complain. but everyone knows I've significantly outperformed that deal. Agreed. I'm not gonna discount that. I'm one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and the tight backs and the tapes back up that claim. The assignments I'm given, shadowing the opposition's best player with little help, proves my value and worth. Yet, I am the second paid corner on my own team, and it's not even close. Now, that's a lie. That is absolutely wrong. First off, Xavier, yes, you are the second highest paid on the team. But the difference is not that much. No more than $1 million. $1 million is what you're griping about. But let me go on and I'll get into that in a minute. I wanted to clear up a few misconceptions about my situation. My agent, David Carter, and I have never asked for a completely new contract. We wanted the Dolphins to work out with. We wanted things to work out with the Dolphins and brought situations to the table like guaranteed money, and we felt like a win-win for both sides. There were proposals of adjustments that weren't just make me feel respected, but were also cap friendly because the Dolphins refused everything we proposed. Well, let me get this straight. What is cap friendly to you, Xavier? Because right now, Miami only has about $17 million left on our salary cap that we still need to cover for whatever we need to get. So what's that number? What? If you're looking for a higher number, so what? 18 million? Is that what you want? Or are you looking for 20 or 22 mil that supposedly was being floated around by Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter? So what's that cap-friendly number, Xavier? Because that's the question I'm asking. And that's the question that all the Dolphin fans are asking right about now. Because right now, it sounds like you're being a greedy little bitch that basically you just wanted the money and wants the Benjamins, and you're not helping our organization. You're not helping our team. And the cat-friendly thing that you're talking about is utter complete nonsense. I digress. Let me continue. This is why I don't feel that the organization has dealt with me in good faith, and I don't feel valued or respected by the Dolphins. I just want to make it, and I just want to take this business first approach so I can. That is why I made it clear that I am not happy and have requested a trade. Until that trade happens, I am just here so I don't get fined, and I will handle myself like professionals do. Oh. So you're all angry, yet you don't want to sit out because you don't want to get fined $50,000 a day for missing practice, and yet you're still going to play off the $16 million of this upcoming season. Okay. Let me lean you in on a little secret here, Xavier. I'm going to call your bluff. I'm going to call your little whatever you want to call your little soliloquy that you just posted on Instagram. Because the fact of the matter is this. You are valuable to the Miami Dolphins. You are. You're one of the best defensive players in our team. But you're not that great. You're not as good as the next man up. And on top of that, those interceptions that you got was because of the fact that you had Byron Jones on that side, that you had Noah Iguodala on that side. because of the fact that quarterbacks were scared to throw it down that side, they threw it to your end, and that's why you got all those interceptions. So we'll be fine. We'll look for that trade. And I know we're looking for that trade. You're going to look for the trade, and we're going to look for any team that's going to want to make a deal. We've been talking to New Orleans as of right now. New Orleans and Miami were talking about a possible trade. So there's rumors about New Orleans being in it. There's talk about 2 playoff teams that want them. One I know is Kansas City. So don't get me wrong. We'll definitely try to play deal, but don't expect that we're going to cry over the spilt milk that the minute that you basically leave the team. You burnt the bridge that you never should have started in the first place. And for me, if I had a Xavier Howard jersey, thank God I don't. That thing goes up on the market right now, and I would sell that jersey immediately because I don't take ingrates and traitors for 1 second. Not on my team. Not with the Dolphins. You want to leave? The door is out, is right there. Go out and goodbye. Good luck to you, my friend. Either you stay with the team and you play your heart out, and this is a contract year, and after the next season, you're gone. And trust me, we won't shed any tears if you leave. Or we'll trade you now, and hopefully we get a good value for you. And it should be good value because of how great you were last year. I'm done. I got nothing more to say. Bullock, if you want to take it, go ahead. Florio, if you want to say anything, fine. But as far as this goes, as far as this situation is, this is dead to me.
Holy moly. Damn, Fletch, tell us how you really feel. My goodness. He came out guns a-blazing, and I heard about the cap situation with the Dolphins, and they don't have that much. I mean, like you said, with $17 million, and this guy wants more than that. He's trying to drain them of whatever money they have left. And what? He just wants to be, like you said, Fletch, he just wants to be a greedy bastard. So, yeah. If this is the way it's going to be this season for the Dolphins, Fletch, I think your team is better off trading this guy to someone else who's going to want to be their problem, having to deal with this greedy guy. Yeah. And if they do get traded, and if he does get traded, all I'm going to say is goodbye, good riddance. Hope the door doesn't hit you in the ass on the way out, you piece of you-know-what. Fletch pretty much said everything. Florio, it's yours. And I know where you stand when it comes to greedy bastards like him.
I really am not in the mood to go on any rants. So, last time I did that was 4 years ago, and we all know how that worked out. So, I'm not going down that road again. No, I'm not. So, I'm going to be the Jim Nantz here, and I'm going to, get into the schematics and all that good stuff. So, yeah, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by all of these damn pop-up videos. It didn't take long for Xavier Howard to garner interest from teams looking to possibly acquire the all-pro cornerback. 2 2020 playoff teams, among others, inquired about a trade for Howard. He would be a significant addition to any defense. The former second-round pick has twice led the NFL in interceptions, recording a career-best 10 picks last year. He also broke up a league-high 20 passes while helping Miami boast the league's top-ranked third-down defense. Howard's services would come at a steep price, however, as he has 4 years remaining on a 5-year, $75.25 million contract extension. While he clearly does not want to continue to play under his current contract, He said on Tuesday he is not necessarily asking for a completely new deal. Dolphins have yet to publicly announce whether they plan to grant the trade request to Howard, who was a full participant during the team's practice on Wednesday. If the Dolphins ultimately decide to trade him, 5 possible landing spots that would make sense for all parties involved. The Arizona Cardinals. Arizona dealing with its own trade request. As former All-Pro pass rusher Chandler Jones, he's requested a move out of the desert. While it's unclear whether or not the Cardinals will trade him, dealing Jones would free up a significant amount of cap space. The Cardinals could even package Jones in a trade that would allow them to acquire Howard, who would fill a major void in Arizona's secondary following the offseason departure of Patrick Peterson. With Howard, the Cardinals would have a formidable defensive backfield that would also include cornerback Malcolm Butler and safety Budda Baker. Adding Howard may be enough to get the Cardinals over the hump after just missing the playoffs last year. The Seattle Seahawks. Like their NFC West foe, the Seahawks have their own questions at cornerback after parting with Shaquille Griffin, who I believe went to Miami this offseason. In Seattle, Howard will be complemented by Pro Bowl safeties Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. The move would also be a signal to Russell Wilson that the Seahawks are serious about contending for a title in 2021 after having a relatively quiet offseason. Trade equity is the biggest obstacle in this scenario. Seattle gave up its 2022 first-round pick when it acquired Adams from New York. The Seahawks also would have to make drastic salary cap adjustments if they were to require Howard. As MF mentioned, the Kansas City Chiefs. They made drastic changes on the offensive line after watching Patrick Mahomes turn into Fran Tarkenton in Super Bowl 55. And while it wasn't as big of a need, the Chiefs didn't do much to improve a secondary that was outmatched by Tom Brady in last year's big game. Adding Howard would further cement Kansas City's status as the front runner to once again represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. If they are one of the teams that is actively trying to land Howard, the Chiefs would first have to extend Tyrann Mathieu's contract, which would likely free up as much as $7 million in salary cap space. The Tennessee Titans. Tennessee could use some help at cornerback, especially with first-round pick Caleb Farley, currently on the team's PUP list. Along with acquiring one of the league's premier cornerbacks, Howard would give the Titans the luxury of not rushing Farley onto the field. The Titans would have 2 veteran cornerbacks in Howard and Janoris Jenkins, along with youngsters Farley and 2020 second-round pick Christian Fulton. Titans have future draft equity to make this deal work. The real challenge would be reworking their current salary cap situation. They're 21st in the league in available cap space. And finally, the New Orleans Saints. Despite a host of offseason departures, the Saints still fancy themselves as a legitimate contender in 2021. In order to make that optimism a reality, New Orleans would be wise to pursue Howard while addressing their major void at cornerback. Acquiring Howard would not only help the Saints' chances at being a playoff team in 2021, it would also offer them the luxury of possibly allowing fellow cornerback Marshawn Lattimore to depart next offseason. But you guys have said everything there is to say. I agree with all of it. So I'm going to choose my words carefully. Otherwise, MF will go cerebral viper on me. And I don't want that.
I mean, go. If there's anything you want to say, Flayo, go ahead. I've calmed down. There's nothing more to. I've calmed down. I'm good.
Okay, so you feel better after that little vent there, MF? That's what it was?
I'm good.
All right, that's good to hear. But I don't want to get too much into this because this is Dolphin business. This is not Buffalo business. But if it was Buffalo business, you'd have to hold me back.
Oh yeah, no doubts, no problem. Okay,
understandable. Yeah, so those were pretty much the standout stories when it comes to the NFL. We got to move on to Major League Baseball because the trade deadline is fast approaching, and a lot of big moves have gone down. There are way too many things on this docket, so I'm gonna, use my hosting privileges on this one, my Jim Nantz card, if you will. Cut down on it a little bit because we don't have that kind of time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna address, the bombs, if you will, and those were the big bombs in the NFL. Don't worry, there's some NHL stuff we're gonna address, and I'll also make sure MF has time for the big 3 because we know that's been a big, it's been a very popular segment the last couple of weeks.
We could postpone the Olympic stuff if we need to, because we could save that for another day.
I'll consider that, but for right now, the eyes of the baseball world are currently on the Bronx. because the New York Yankees have made not one, but two humongous big trades. And first, it was last night. The New York Yankees acquiring all-star slugger Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers. His lefty bat will play huge in Yankee Stadium, and the Rangers will get back 4 prospects. Texas Rangers have traded all-star outfielder Joey Gallo to the New York Yankees in a 6-player deal that sends 4 minor leaguers to the Rangers. And in return, the Rangers get Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, Trevor Hauver, and Glenn Otto. Yankees get Gallo and left-handed reliever Joely Rodriguez. He was originally in the Rangers lineup last night, then a last-minute scratch, and it was immediately reported that it was for non-medical reasons, meaning the deal may have gone down right before the game. Gallo is hitting .223, .379, .490, with 6 doubles, a triple, 25 homers, 55 RBI, 57 runs scored, 6 stolen bases, and a 4-point WAR this season. On top of that, the big news that broke a few hours ago and was also followed up on by Derek Ferreira, another big splash from the New York Yankees, and that is they got Anthony Rizzo. Whoa. Are you kidding me? First Joey Gallo, now Anthony Rizzo. Yankees acquired Anthony Rizzo from the Cubs today. It was announced. Right-handed pitcher Alexander Vizcaíno and outfielder Kevin Alcantara, both minor leaguers, will head from New York to Chicago in the trade. Yankees also announced they acquired cash considerations from the Cubs, but didn't specify the amount. A source told ESPN's Jesse Rogers that it is $5.5 million, which is the remaining balance of Rizzo's $16.5 million salary this season. Rizzo was not in the lineup for the Cubs series finale against the Cincinnati Reds today. The 3-time All-Star batting .248 with 14 homers and 40 RBI in 92 games this season. Whoa. And then Michael Bullock dropped this bomb on us. His Boston Red Sox have now made a huge move. They just acquired another former Cub, Kyle Schwarber, from the Washington Nationals. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. Let me get those schematics real quick. Wow. Yep, I got it right here. Just crossed the wire. The Boston Red Sox are acquiring outfielder Kyle Schwarber from the Washington Nationals, a source told ESPN's Jesse Rogers. Schwarber is batting .253 with 25 homers and 53 RBI. Currently, he's on the 10-day injured list because of a right hamstring strain. And and then on top of this, there's now the Los Angeles Dodgers finalizing a deal to acquire Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the Washington Nationals. We got a lot to address here. But since it's Bullock's turn in the rotation, Bullock, I'm gonna have you start off on the big news from your Red Sox there, the one that you just dropped in our chat here. So Bullock, how do you feel about this big move? Kyle Schwarber going to your Red Sox there. How about it? How do you feel about that? Bullock, are you there? I don't know. I don't know if we might have lost him. Maybe, I don't know. But if he comes in, if he comes back in, we'll. Oh, there he is. Okay, there you are. All right.
Yeah, I just had to step up for a minute.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna, since it's your turn in the rotation here, I'm gonna have you start off with your Red Sox there. Kyle Schwarber, a Boston Red Sox. I'm sure you got to be very happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, like you said, I mean, the Red Sox getting Kyle Schwarber. I mean, we needed another bat in that lineup, and this will definitely help out. Now, he can definitely help out in the outfield, and I don't know, Flora. I mean, has he played some infield before?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, but either the outfield or maybe he can even do some DHing during his time. So it definitely will help them out. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of big trades when it comes to baseball. But I think the one that everyone's now. Do you want me to talk about some of the other? You already talked about some of the other trades, right?
Yeah, the two big Yankee trades, Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo. I think I recall during our Raw chat Monday night, you mentioned I think we talked a little bit about Anthony Rizzo, and you had heard possibly Anthony Rizzo going to your Red Sox, but instead he goes to my Yankees. I mean, what about that?
Yeah, that was a little surprising, but I don't know if he was one of the team. If the Yankees were one of the teams that was mentioned for the services, but yeah, I mean, he goes to the Yankees, and yeah, definitely helps him out. But yeah, Joey Gallo as well, adding another big bat. But the thing is, Florio, I mean, I think there's one thing I really wanted to see the Yankees address, and that's the pitching, because I think that's the one that's really let them down. And I mean, yes, adding offense is good, but what's the old saying, Florio, to winning a World Series?
I forgot what is it?
Defense and pitching.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Pitching always helps out. Now your Yankees still got time to possibly get an arm, but that to me is the thing they really should address more. I mean, if they really want to get back into contention in the AL East or in the American League playoff situation, they need to address the pitching. That's what I say.
Indeed, they do.
But you want to talk about, huh?
Yes, I agree.
But I think the big story here, I mean, it's looking like you want to talk pitching. Whew, if you thought the Dodgers were really good, I think they're about to get even better. You get Max Scherzer and you get Trey Turner. Man, oh man. I think their chances of repeating as world champs is looking pretty good right now after this. I mean, but yeah, I mean, this was by far a crazy trading day so far, and we still got until 4:00 tomorrow, and who knows what other trades we might see. But yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. Florio, I mean, we still got tomorrow to see what's gonna freaking go down.
Yes, indeed. And MF just dropped in the wire. The San Diego Padres about to get Daniel Hudson from the Washington Nationals. With all due respect, I don't think that's too big of a deal. I don't know much about this. He's probably a young talent. I don't know, but nonetheless, as I get into this, Joey Gallo, I mean, once viewed as an all-power guy by a good number of people, Gallo has made himself into an exceptional right fielder. He has 9 outfield assists this season and rates out highly in most advanced metrics that consider range. He also leads the majors in walks with 74. The only real issue would be the low batting average and high strikeouts. He's even a good base runner and hasn't been thrown out stealing. A really nice fit for the Yankees lineup due to his left-handed power. Yes, they already have a bunch of huge power guys like Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Gary Sanchez, but those guys are right-handed. Gallo now gets to call Yankee Stadium home with that short right field porch. Heading into Wednesday's action, the Yankees left-handed hitters had combined to hit just 22 home runs in over 700 at-bats. Meanwhile, Gallo leads all lefties in the majors in home runs since 2017. And they entered yesterday down 9 games in the AL East, but are within striking range of a wild card spot, sitting 2.5 games back of the second one. And per Sportsline, the addition of Gallo increases the Yanks' playoff chances this season by 2.6%. And as a bonus for the Yankees here, Gallo isn't a rental. He still has 1 year of arbitration yet. He's set to hit free agency after the 2022 season. And I don't know. I mean, and that's all I can say about Joey Gallo. And as far as Anthony Rizzo is concerned, the Yankees also announced they had sorry, I already mentioned that. Rizzo, who turns 32 on August 8th, can become a free agent after the season. He has spent the past 10 seasons with the Chicago Cubs. The Slugger went over in a trade with the San Diego Padres in 2012 and is considered one of the iconic Cubs after helping break the 108-year championship drought in 2016. The move to get Rizzo comes after New York also got all-star outfielder Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers. Both Rizzo and Gallo are left-handed hitters, which the Yankees had sought to add to a lineup that was predominantly right-handed. Not a good mix at Yankee Stadium with its short porch in right field. New York began the day fourth in the AL wildcard chase for 2 spots and then lost 14-0 at Tampa Bay today. The Yankees have been using a mix at first base this year with DJ LeMahieu getting a lot of time. Luke Voigt led the majors in home runs last year during the pandemic-shortened season, but the big first baseman has been injured for much of the year. So I am very pleased with both of these moves. And as far as Bullock with the Red Sox, unfortunately, I mean, the only downside is Schwarber's on the injured list with a right hamstring strain and is expected to be back within a week or so. He had a huge June before getting hurt. He had 16 home runs, contributing to a 1.122 OPS for the month. Nationals are getting minor league right-hander Aldo Ramirez in return for Schwarber. Ramirez has a 2.03 ERA in 8 games for Class A Salem and is currently on the 7-day injured list. Schwarber signed a 1-year, $10 million deal with the Nationals after being non-tendered by the Chicago Cubs last season. He has an $11.5 million mutual option for 2022, which includes a $3 million buyout. Schwarber should see time at DH as well as the outfield for the Red Sox. That's a big bat for Bullock there. That'll definitely help the Red Sox as they have their postseason push, and then with the Dodgers possibly getting Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. They're finalizing a deal to acquire Scherzer and Turner from the Nationals for a massive prospect haul. Dodgers will currently send the Nationals 4 prospects. A source confirmed to ESPN's Jeff Passan. Right-handed pitcher Josiah Gray, catcher Keibert Ruiz, right-handed pitcher Gerardo Carrillo, and outfielder Donovan Casey. Scherzer is 8-4 with a 2.76 ERA and 19 starts this season. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner is scheduled to become a free agent after this year. Scherzer had the right to block any trade because of his 10-5 rights, 10 years of Major League service time, and 5 with the same team, but was reportedly open to going to the West Coast and has signed off on joining the Dodgers. He is owed $35 million in the final year of his 7-year, $210 million contract, but the final 3 years of that deal will be paid in deferrals from 2022 to 2018. Trey Turner, an all-star this season, batting .322 with 18 homers and 49 RBI. Now in his 7th year, he's a career .300 hitter. Turner exited Tuesday's game against the Philadelphia Phillies in the first inning following a positive test for the coronavirus. 28-year-old Turner has been an everyday shortstop over the last 5 years, but started 44 games in center field and another 25 at second base in 2016. With Corey Seager expected to come off the injured list this weekend along with Mookie Betts, Turner seems more likely to get everyday at-bats at the latter 2 positions. Slotting him in center field would allow Cody Bellinger, who has struggled to a 5.56 OPS this year, to move over to left field and share time with A.J. Pollock, potentially forming a platoon. Dodgers went into the week aggressive in their pursuit of starting pitching and were also engaged with the Minnesota Twins on Jose Barrios, who is controllable for an additional year. Scherzer slots in at the top of the rotation, joining a staff that also includes Walker Buehler, Julio Urias, David Price, Tony Gonsolin, and Clayton Kershaw, who could come off the injured list by August 7th. Starting pitching became a sudden need for LA given the uncertainties surrounding the high-priced Trevor Bauer, who is fighting sexual assault allegations and has had his administrative leave extended 3 separate times. Bauer's case is under criminal investigation. The civil hearing for the temporary restraining order that was obtained against him is scheduled for August 16th to 19th. So, yeah, like Bullock said, this definitely makes LA a big threat, and they're right there. I mean, the three best teams in the National League all reside in the Western Division: Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants, and the San Diego Padres. I mean, Milwaukee, well, with the Central, we got the Mets in the East, and with these two big moves, I mean, this definitely puts the Dodgers in position to make yet another deep playoff and World Series run. And who knows, with moves like this, it could definitely, I mean, their chances of repeating are looking more and more better every day. So Scherzer, we know what he can do from his time in Detroit and his time in Washington. I mean, he has been one of the most dynamic pitchers in the game, one of the best pitchers in the game, a lethal pitcher there, the star of that rotation. And I mean, him and Kershaw, I mean, that's going to be a nightmare for any team, especially in October. So, and Turner, with the career year that he's having, I mean, with all the bats in that lineup, I mean, the LA Dodgers are definitely in position for another big run. So, so those are all the big moves in the world of Major League Baseball that I felt needed to be addressed this evening. So MF, Joey Gallo, Anthony Rizzo, both to the Yankees, Kyle Schwarber to the Red Sox, and now it sounds like Max Scherzer and Trey Turner are now LA Dodgers. Whoa, what a day. This close to the deadline. What a big day today. So, MF, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, no, this was an amazing day. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, it's actually completed. The Scherzer and Turner to the Dodgers is confirmed. It is done. It is a done deal. Ink to paper. The Red Sox trade for Schwarber is complete, as well as they sent a prospect over on the other end, a top 20 prospect from the Red Sox goes to Washington. So yeah, and as far as the Yankees go, yeah, I'm with Michael Bullock on this one. Even though I kind of feel like the Yankees now are thinking, you know what? We're gonna beat you by the bats. We can't beat you with the pitching because the pitching gives up a lot of runs. We're just gonna out hit you. We're gonna outrun you, out hit you. We're gonna have the offense exploding instead of it going the other way around. I think that could be a very dangerous game to play, especially if you're the New York Yankees, because of the fact that you're still chasing the wild card. You're in fourth, and on top of that, you got blown out by Tampa today, and Tampa's the team you need to catch. That's the team you need to catch. And you just got blown to bits in a wipeout, 14-0. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know about this. I kind of feel like the Yankees are not done. So, I kind of feel like the Yankees still got one or two more moves you got to see. Boston needs to make a move. And I really think Boston needs pitching. Now, there was rumors about maybe Kimbrel coming back to Boston. If they bring back Kimbrel, that's a major steal to get. But it looks like Washington's starting a fire sale. Maybe start talking to the Nationals and maybe make a deal with them, because right now Washington is blowing that team apart right about now. I mean, they're getting raided by everybody. So I don't know. We'll wait and see how that plays out. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. So nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
All right. So now we talked about the big moves in the NFL. We talked about the big moves in Major League Baseball. We have one big move that went down in the NBA tonight. Russell Westbrook is now a Los Angeles Laker. Yes. blockbuster trade. Here it is. The Lakers agreed to a deal with the Washington Wizards to acquire Russell Westbrook in exchange for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the number 22 pick in tonight's NBA draft, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. The Wizards are sending 2024 and 2028 second-round picks to the Lakers to complete the deal, sources said. And, wow. Westbrook will join LeBron James, Anthony Davis and company in Los Angeles, giving the team a 9-time All-Star point guard. Westbrook has averaged a triple-double in a season 4 times in his career, including this past season. He gives the Lakers two of the top 5 players in career triple-doubles. Russell Westbrook has 184. LeBron James has 99. The Lakers will be Westbrook's 4th team in as many seasons. He will be the 5th former MVP to play for 4 different franchises in a span of 4 seasons or fewer, joining Bob McAdoo, Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, and Derrick Rose, per the Elias Sports Bureau. The Wizards had acquired Westbrook from the Rockets last December as part of the John Wall deal. In his first and only season in Washington, he averaged 22.2 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 11.7 assists, although he shot just almost 44% from the floor and 31.5% from 3. While the trade cannot officially be announced until August 6th, when the salary cap becomes official, and he went on social media and wrote a goodbye post about DC. You can check that out. Westbrook's playmaking ability can help the Lakers. LA ranked 18th in points a game created off assists this season. Westbrook has led the NBA in that category in 3 of the last 4 years, with the lone exception being the year he spent with James Harden in Houston. Dennis Schroeder ran the point for the Lakers this past season, but he turned down the maximum extension for the Lakers. Were eligible to offer him during the regular season to pursue a more lucrative deal as a free agent this summer. And Westbrook, who is from Southern California and played at UCLA, has been intrigued by the idea of returning to his LA roots. He's owed $44.2 million this season. The Westbrook James Davis trio would combine to earn $121 million next season. 19 entire teams will earn less heading into free agency. As for Washington, the deal was made with Bradley Beal in mind. It creates some salary cap flexibility for the future to add talent around the star guard. Beal is entering the last year of his contract and is poised to be a free agent next offseason. The trade would open up north of $25 million in room for Washington in 2022-23. News of the deal had an immediate impact at sportsbooks. Per Caesars Sportsbook by William Hill, the Lakers moved from 4-1 to plus 350 to win the NBA title. The Brooklyn Nets are plus 225 favorites. And Westbrook, meanwhile, is the plus 110 favorite to be the NBA assist leader. So, my gosh, I mean, LA obviously had to make a move, obviously, because they had, they went from winning the title the previous year to only a number 7 seed and a first round playoff loss to the eventual Western Conference champion Phoenix Suns. And this move definitely puts the Lakers right back into contention. There's no doubt about that. They're right back in that mix in the West. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So not much more to say. MF, Russell Westbrook, and LA Laker. How about it?
Yeah, this was huge. I mean, a lot of people were very shocked to hear it. I was at work when this news broke out, and my word, wow, Russell Westbrook and LA Laker. There's still some moves being done. There's still some rumors going around, but yeah, that was huge, man. Russell is a beast. Everybody knows that. There's really, we're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. But I will say this: this was a great move for them, and a huge move at that. So I mean, yeah, congratulations to Russell Westbrook. And but the Lakers are a team that really got embarrassed this year. They were humiliated. A lot of people thought, oh, this was it for LeBron. That this was, that maybe LeBron is starting to get to that point where he's about to It's the infamous Max Kellerman. It's about the cliff. We're getting to that point where has Father Time starting to get to LeBron James? Is he about to go off the cliff, as we would say? Is he at that point now? But we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But with Westbrook, now you got again a big three: LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Remember, this is going to probably compare to the big three in Brooklyn when you got Kevin Durant, you're going to have James Harden and Kyrie Irving. But the thing is this. You could have all your big threes that you have in the world. Look who's the NBA champions right now. And that's the Milwaukee Bucks. There's one superstar and some very good role players that he has on that team. And that's why they won the titles. That's why they're the world champions right now. Now, the Lakers are trying to rebuild, and here's the problem. And yes, that's great to have, but here's the thing. Denver's now a threat. Phoenix is a threat. The Clippers, the Clip is not going to let this go by. They're not going to let this news get by, and they're going to go over on that. And oh, by the way, Golden State's back. And if they keep their core together with Wiseman, with Wiggins, and if Klay Thompson is fully healthy and good to go with Steph Curry, woo-wee! The West is going to be insane next year. That's going to be nuts. There's going to be a bloodbath in the West, and it's going to be, oh my gosh. I'm going to say it. Must-see TV next season is going to be coming out of the West. No doubt. Mike Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, this was something that the Lakers had to do. I mean, now you add Russell Westbrook with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It definitely puts them back into contention because, yeah, that first round exit did not fit well with the Lakers, and you knew they had to do something to try to improve this team. And this was a big step right here. And now you got the Lakers big three against the Nets big three, and let's just say, like you said, Fletch, that other LA team is probably not happy about it right now with what the Lakers just did. So, but like you said, the Clips are in contention. The Suns obviously in contention after their finals appearance. Denver. So many teams are going to still be gunning for the Lakers. So, yeah, I like this deal. So there's really nothing more to say. Let's move on, Florio.
Well, you talked about all the big moves in the other three major sports. Let's go for the gusto here. Let's go for the final major sport, the NHL, and all of the notable big moves that have gone down over the last couple of weeks. It all started on July 12th when the Edmonton Oilers acquired defenseman Duncan Keith and forward Tim Soderlund from the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for defenseman Caleb Jones and a 2022 NHL draft conditional pick. On July 17th, the New York Rangers acquire forward Barclay Goodrow from the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for a 7th-round pick in the 2022 NHL draft. Trying to find all the other real notables. Unfortunately, yes, MF addressed this. On July 23rd, the St. Louis Blues acquired forward Pavel Buchnevich from the New York Rangers in exchange for forward Sammy Blais and a 2nd-round pick in the 2022 NHL draft. Also on July 23rd, the Vancouver Canucks acquired defenseman Oliver Ekman-Larsson and forward Connor Garland from the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for forwards Louis Eriksson, Jay Beagle, and Antoine Roussel, and a 1st-round pick, number 9 overall in this year's NHL draft, a 2nd-round pick in the 2022 draft, and a 7th-round pick in the 2023 NHL draft. Then from there, looking at the other really big moves, according to my my tracker here, July 24th, the Philadelphia Flyers acquire forward Cam Atkinson from the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for forward Jacob Voracek. Let me see. July 24th, the New York Rangers acquire a third-round pick, number 75 overall in the NHL draft, in the 2021 NHL draft from the Capitals, Washington Capitals, in exchange for a third-round pick, number 80, and the sixth-round pick, number 176 in the 2021 draft. Keep in mind, a lot of these are draft picks and whatnot. But the big one that went down earlier in the week, as reported by MF in our messenger, the Chicago Blackhawks acquire goalie Marc-Andre Fleury from the Vegas Golden Knights in exchange for forward Mikhail Hakkarainen. The Chicago Blackhawks. Whoa, this is a big one. The Chicago Blackhawks acquire forward Tyler Johnson and a second-round pick in the 2023 NHL draft from the champion Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for Brent Seabrook. And then from there, the Colorado Avalanche acquire goalie Darcy Kemper from the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for defenseman Connor Timmins, first-round pick in the 2022 NHL draft, and a conditional third-round pick in the 2024 NHL draft. And today, the New York Rangers acquire forward Ryan Reeves from the Vegas Golden Knights in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2022 NHL draft. Also, Philip Grubauer signed with the Seattle Kraken, and so much more. Those are the standouts that I found. MF, I mean, what about those two big moves by our Rangers, getting Barclay Goodrow and Ryan Reeves? Wow.
Yeah, and that's defensive help. But Ryan Reeves, we got to sell some enforcer, boys. He is going to be the goon of the team. You mess with one of our boys, you're going to have to deal with him, man. Ryan Reeves is going to be a guy that's going to spend a lot of time in the penalty box. Do not expect him to win the Lady Bing this next year, Anthony. I'm just saying right now. That's all I'm going to say about it. This is some good moves. One other move that you did that you kind of missed, Anthony, that I was a little perplexed that you didn't get into.
Which one I missed?
Dougie Hamilton going to the New Jersey Devils.
That's right. Yes, I've heard. Yes, Dougie Hamilton to Jersey. Yes, absolutely.
That was a huge deal. That was a monster deal. A lot of people were definitely floored with that announcement. But, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, a lot of the moves were really good. And like you said, I think you kind of I think with all the teams that were out there, everybody needed to make the necessary moves. Yes, there was a lot of rating to the world champions, as a lot of the guys have gone. Goodrow is a good pickup for the New York Rangers. So is Reeves. That's a great pickup. Yes, we do lose Pavel Buchnevich. That's a devastating loss to have. He was really one of the good unsung heroes for the New York Rangers. And I will say that was a little bit of a heartbreaker for us. But at the end of the day, I think they did a really good job with the situation that they got. And I really feel like this team is really going to be, you know, we got some really good stuff. And plus, for the Boston Bruins, we're going to say there's a few moves that they have made that were pretty good. And I know, Mike Bullock, you'll reference your Bruins, especially the guy you wanted all along. Taylor Hall is staying in Beantown. You wanted him, you got him, you kept him, and that's a big move for them. So he wanted it to stay in Boston, loved it, and Boston loves him. So you got him, you kept him. Congrats on that. And yeah, there was some good stuff that was already done. So nothing more to say, Anthony. Mike Bullock, it's time for you to give your quick thoughts. So it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously the move of Taylor Hall coming back to the Bruins. I mean, yeah, he really enjoyed his stay there, and so much so he wanted to come back, and they gave him that deal. And yeah, I mean, Yeah, and obviously the Bruins made some other minor adjustments, some minor in the so far in this with the with some of the trades they made. I mean, yeah, I mean obviously with Reeves, with like you just mentioned. So yes, there were some other moves that I liked too. So you guys pretty much touched on it. So I really got nothing more to say. So let's move on, Florio.
Yeah, and
To you, obviously.
yes, of course, and just like MF, I'm very pleased with the two Ranger moves. Barclay Goodrow, who played a big part in the Tampa Bay Lightning winning the back-to-back Stanley Cups this year, and Ryan Reeves, an enforcer player, like MF said, and that's a big steal from Vegas that we got. Wow. Marc-Andre Fleury going to Chicago, that definitely surprised a lot of us. I mean, it surprised me. I'm sure Matt Ward's probably doing cartwheels right now because I know how he's got to be very ecstatic over that announcement. And because it definitely puts his Blackhawks back up into contention, no doubt about that. And but at the same time, I'm sure he's very upset about losing Duncan Keith to the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, former Conn Smythe Trophy winner there, going there, and I mean, Dougie Hamilton, the jersey. I mean, that's a big move for them, and a lot of great moves. Kemper going to Colorado. That obviously was necessary after they lost Grubauer to Seattle. Seattle Kraken getting Grubauer. I mean, that's a. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being their number one goalie when the season starts in a couple months. So yeah, a lot of great moves there, and definitely keep an eye out for any more. And so with that being said, MF, I don't know if you have your big three notes ready, but I think it's about time that we address what is this, week number 3?
Week 3.
Yeah,
and,
week 3, the big three, and
unfortunately, this is our goodbye to Vegas for now. Week 3 of the big 3. This is the last time we're going to be chilling in Vegas up until a couple of weeks from now. But we started it off with some good basketball. We actually had the Ball Hogs going up against Power. Power winning the game. Close game too. 51-46 was the final score. And here's how it broke down in that game. It was actually a tandem performance in the game, as Royce White has 14 points and 7 rebounds. And you also had Joe Alexander with 14 points, and Katino Mobley, the Cat, 10 points in the winning effort. And then for the Ball Hogs, once again, Leandro Barboza leading the pack with 20 points and 8 rebounds, 4 assists in a losing effort. Jody Meeks, 16 and 5, respectable, and Will McDonald, a double-double with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. Unfortunately, that's not enough to get to the finish line as the Ball Hogs falls to Power by 5, 51-46. 51-46. The next game on the docket, it was the battle of the original Big 3 champions trilogies versus the reigning champions triplets. Triplets remains undefeated. They're 3-0, winning the game 51-44. This was an unbelievable back and forth battle, to say the very least. And when it was all said and done, the triplets just gets the job done. Once again, Joe Johnson, the MVP of the league, another double-double, 26 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists in the game. Alan Anderson had 10 points, and Jameer Pargo had 9 points in a losing effort. Jamario Moon only scored 2 points, but had 10 big rebounds in the victory. Over for the trilogy, Jared Jack, 18 points. James White had 11 points. So did Isaiah Briscoe. He had 11 points, as well as they fall to 2-1. Trilogy remains undefeated at 3-0. Next up on this week 3, it was the Ghost Ballers going up against Tri-State. Tri-State wins it. Final score 50-42. On this one, it was Jason Richardson. Oh my word, did he have a game? 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And one of the shots was a 4-point bomb. He was definitely the star of the team. Mike Taylor, 19 points in a losing effort. Ricky Davis also had 10 points in a losing effort. 2-1 for our boys in 2-1. The record for both teams end up in 2-1. All right, so we'll say that. Next up we had was the Three-Headed Monster versus Anthony's favorite team, the Threes Company. Unfortunately, Anthony, Threes Company does not get the win. Heartbreak city for you guys, as you guys lose by 4, 50-46 in this game. Tight matchup the whole way through. Kevin Murphy, 24 points and two rebounds and assists and a steal. Reggie Evans had 12 and 13, and Rashad Lewis had 10 points in a winning effort for Threes Company. Jameer Pargo, 14 points. Mario Chalmers had 13 points, and Drew Gooden had 10 points, all in the losing effort. Three-Headed Monsters go to 2-1. Threes Company falls to 1-2. All right. So next up on the docket, we got 2 more games to go here, as it was in game number 4, or actually this would be game number 5. It was the Killer Threes knocking off the Aliens 50-47. Oh yeah, this was the game of the week, folks. This came down to the wire. Killer Threes hitting a 3-point. Killer Threes basically coming back after really falling behind. The Aliens were looking really strong, looked like they were on their way to an easy victory, and the Killer Threes just literally closed it out on a 10-0 run to steal the game from the Aliens. Dante Green with 21 points, CJ Watson with 11 points, and Franklin Sessions with 11 points in the winning effort. For the Aliens, it was Brandon Rush with 22 points, Andre Owens with 15 points, and I'm going to say it, the dunk of the week and one of the nastiest dunks you'll ever see came from Franklin Sessions as he dunked over Greg Oden with a facial. It was a poster machine. I literally marked out. This is one of those moments where I literally fell out of my seat, freaked out, doing the whooping laugh. It was pretty epic. And my friend Josh Avery and Rich Lowe, the guys who I do the commentary with on the Big Three, oh my God, did we have a ball with that one? Oh my word. That's all I'm just going to say, man. Go out of your way to watch the highlight on that one. Like I said, someone get me the poster machine. We needed it because, oh my God. Oh my Lord. That's all I'm just going to say. That was dunk of the year in the Big Three. That's all I'm saying. And the last game of the day, Enemies versus Bivouac, and the Enemies blows them out. It wasn't even close, folks. 50-34 beat down. The Enemies, Perry Jones with 14 points. Nick Young had 13 points, which was his best game of the entire Big Three season. And Elijah Stewart had 13 points as well. Will Bynum with 14 points, and Josh Smith had 10 points in a losing effort. Now we go to week 4. Like I said, initially the rumor was that the Big Three was going to be playing in Houston, in New Orleans, but we just found out, Anthony, that is not the case, and that the Big Three is going to be playing in Dallas. That's right. American Airlines Center. And this week, Big Three starts at 3 p.m. on CBS. We're going to have at least, I want to say, about 3 matchups on CBS. And then the remaining games will be on Thriller and Fight TV. So here is your triple hitter on the mothership on CBS. It will be Ghost Ballers at 2-1. They'll be taking on the Ball Hogs. That game will be tipping off right around 3 p.m. Then at 4 p.m., it will be the Killer Threes. They'll be going at 1 and 2. They'll be going up against Power at 2-1. The third game of this triple hitter on CBS, it will be close to 5 o'clock for the tip-off, as it will be the Triplets, the reigning and defending champions. They'll be going up against the Enemies. Then once we get after that, at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, these games will be on Thriller and Fight TV for free. If the Threes Company at 1 and 2, they'll be going up against Nate Robinson and Dr. J. Julius Irving as the head coach of Tri-State at 2-1. Then we got the Aliens looking for their first win. They're 0-3. However, they're going to be going up against the Trilogy. That they're at 2-1. That game will be a tip-off at 8 p.m. And then at close to 9 p.m., the final game of the day, Bivouac, who are at 0-3, they'll go up against the Three-Headed Monsters at 2-1. All games will be on Saturday and will be at the American Airlines Center in Houston. Tickets on sale right now for all those matchups. And Anthony, next week we'll recap that, and I will preview the next round of games, because the next games and once we get into week 5, I want to let you know, Anthony, that on week 5 of the Big Three, those games will be held. Just to let you know, because we thought it was going to be and those games will be held from the Pfizer Forum. Yes, the home of the NBA World Champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, and a special start day. And I'm gonna have to do this real quick, because this is actually going to be on Thursday night. So Thursday, August 5th, a special start time, 4 p.m. Eastern. All games on Fight and on Thriller. No CBS games on this one, folks. And it will be, just to let you guys know, just to give you those matchups, or maybe I'll wait till next week. So I'm gonna whet that appetite a little bit. So next week we'll do the Big Three before we do our NBA draft recap. Nothing more to say, Anthony. It's yours.
And obviously we've lost Michael Boat for the evening, so no surprise there. Real quick, we will, as far as the Olympics are concerned, this is how it stands as of right now. In terms of total medals, Team USA has the most with 41. China is second with 33. The ROC has 30. Japan has 26. And tied for fifth, Australia and Great Britain, each with 22 as of right now. So those are that's the medal counts. So MF, you're more of the Olympic guy than I am. I don't really follow the Olympics much. I know you are a big Olympic follower. So what's been the standout so far in the first week?
Well, I mean, we've had a lot of standouts. USA winning gold medals in events that normally they don't necessarily win. Of course, we just had Caleb Dressel winning yesterday, his first Olympic game. Let me see if I can get the that's it, medals. Like you said, 41 for the Americans. And for the Team USA, if I can get it, come on. So right now, I think it's really more just incredible. It's really incredible how they've done it. And now it's gotten even bigger with Suni Lee winning the women's gymnastics all around. That just happened earlier this morning. Oh, there it is. Medalists. And let's see. I'm trying to find for the USA because we had a whole bunch of them. See. I'm sorry. So first off, I mean, let's go with we could talk about Lee Kiefler, the first ever woman and first ever gold medal in fencing and for the women's foil, individual foil. She won it. That's her first ever gold medal there. Of course, Suni Lee winning the gold medal in that as well. And then you have William Scheitner winning in rifle. Yeah, a 10-meter rifle, and that's the first gold medal for the rifle for the United States. Normally they don't ever do that, but then you get these great stories. We just had a San Marino gold. We had San Marino winning a gold medal not too long ago. Then of course you had this was the biggest upset of them all. Akman Hoshinaiman from Tanzania. Now, this one was a shocker. Everybody was thinking, Australia was going to win the gold medal. And then there was an American in that race. And it was a Tanzanian that won the gold medal in the 400-meter freestyle in the swim. The first Tanzanian ever to win a gold medal in these Olympic Games. Of course, we had a couple of Turkish wins in Taekwondo and in let me see. Well, what else? Where's the San Marino one? I'm kind of trying to find the San Marino person. We had somebody from Uzbekistan winning the gold, winning a bronze medal. I want to say that's that's gold in Taekwondo. And then of course we had a weightlifting silver medalist for Venezuela. So I mean, right now, some of the biggest names and biggest favorites have not. Oh, here's the San Marino one. This is the one I wanted to get. Alexandria Pernelli from San Marino winning the bronze medal in women's trap. That is the first medal ever for San Marino in the history of the Olympic Games. Of course, Russia is doing very well. Japan is doing very well, being the host nation. But right now, it is a two-horse race between China and the USA right now dominating the Olympic Games. But I'll say this, Anthony, we still got another week to go. And coming up this week is track and field. This is the home run. This is the big one. Because track and field, this is my turf. This is my domain.
And the hoops.
Huh?
And the hoops too.
And the hoops. Right now, Team USA looked good. had a bad first game, lost to France, but then turned around and beat down Iran by 55. They double nickeled them. To quote Kaiser Biersch, that was a holiday ham that was cooked absolutely perfectly. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, week 2 coming up. Nothing more to say. Anthony, let's call it a night.
Yeah, let's call it a night. It's been a busy night indeed. That will put the bow on this edition of Strictly Sports. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. We'll be back with you tomorrow night. MF will have it. Race Fair 95, Friday Night SmackDown, Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Target Center, as we continue on the road to SummerSlam from the SmackDown side. Monday, we got Ridiculously Raw from the IWC capital of the world, oh, by the way, Chicago. And you know what that means. Oh, get ready. That's going to be Monday night on Raw. Ridiculously Raw, Monday Night Raw review, and, of course, my Tony's take on Impact Wrestling and 205 Live. Wednesday Night Mayhem, NXT, AEW Dynamite. And then next week, here on Strictly Sports, we're going to kick it off with MF. And there is week 4, Big 3 basketball recap and the preview of week 5. And then after that, it'll be all about the NBA draft after that. So that's all next week. So until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, Anthony Florio here for good old MF Michael Fletcher, and in spirit, Michael Bullock, and along with Didi Woodson. And as always, Yankee Messiah 401, Derek Ferreira. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, put up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Friday. And until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, you've been watching Strictly Sports right here on the Zone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who's been a part of this one, for now, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.